And how's it going, everybody? Gustav the 13th here with another video looking at the newest suit in GBO2, which is the Gelgoog Stutzer. Actually ended up getting this on both accounts as soon as we were able to get our 10 spins, go figure. And we are going to take a look at it real quick here. So, checking out the weapons right out of the gate, we have the Commander Beam Rifle as well as the Modified Beam Bazooka as different options here. So far, consensus has been that most people are sticking with the Beam Bazooka just for the safety of having that extra down stun without having to charge. Although if you're already used to midlining and like this rifle in particular, then this is another one to use it with while having a lot more buffers and nicer things on it, including the rapid fire cannon, which actually is rapid fire now. So this actually does have a really nice rate of fire now. 150 power, 30 ammo, range of 180, and reload time is 112. Also comes with the Sternfaust, as well as a new thing through the winch system, which is mines. So these are a little bit different than your usual stuff when it comes to like mines that we've had in the past, or hide bombs. They don't really drift, they don't tend to explode on contact unless in certain situations, but most of the time they're supposed to just be remotely detonated once they are actually shit out. And of course you're still rocking a shield, although considering the extra bulk on this thing, I don't know how much that's really going to cover. Also do try to keep in mind that the Beam Saber, although not too bad, does have a really weird swing pattern because it is essentially just this Beam Saber like Z-Saber from the other Marine. But also keep in mind that unlike most things, you do have priority 3 in this thing, on top of course having space compatibility, which is nice. So taking a look at a couple things from here, then we will go down the stats. So it is a 450 ground space general with space preference with 18,000 health, so decently hefty. Got a ballistic resistance is 14, beam resistance is 18, melee resistance is 26, range strength is 14, melee strength is 31. Again, kind of weird. I know that it has 3 priority, but most of its stuff is in ranged, so it's another one of those, kind of like how they used to do some of the other like ranged heavy suits, like, oh, it can't be too strong in that because it has so much to throw out. I was like, thanks, sure, cool. Movement speed is 120, top speed is 215 with thruster gauge of 75 and turning speed of 63. Looking at our part slots, we got close as 12, medium range is 13, and long range is 7. So still going with that whole long range trend of keeping that where it's at. Alright, so moving on to our stats. In terms of skills, we have High Performance Radar 1, High Performance Balancer 1, High Spec Ambec 2, Maneuver Armor Level 1, Force Injector Level 2, Flight Control Program Level 2, Emergency Evasion System Level 1, Melee Combo Controller Level 1, Anti-Blast Stabilizer Level 1, Special Leg Buffer Level 2, Special Chest Armor Buffer Level 2, and Special Shoulder Buffer Level 2, on top of Remote Detonator for the mines. After launching mines compatible with this skill, press the touchpad or reload to manually detonate all of your mines on the field. Your weapon will not reload automatically when all compatible ammo is spent. So yeah, because you have that other option to manually reload in order to set them off, you do have to mine them yourself. So it can be done, and you should probably practice that a little bit because in stressful situations, sometimes it's a little bit hard to keep up with. But as long as you're crazy enough to incorporate it into your main stuff, then you should be okay for some decent extra damage too. But yeah, considering all those buffers, let's just take a gander at this thing. It is massive. Gelgoog's, especially the Marine line, was already bulky enough, you know, the Commander included. This thing is so big with the extra body stuff that it can't even see in front of itself. It actually has to have a front sensor. On top of the fact that it also kind of has these big bulky, almost like Hama shoulders. Definitely interesting in terms of design. It's a big honkin' motherfucker when it's actually on the field too. But let's take this big honkin' motherfucker over into practice so that we can take a quick gander at how it fares in some practice. There we go. So, in the match that you're going to see me run this in, first of all, it's going to be in space, and second of all, it's going to be with the beam bazooka. But I do want to try to get this a shot at some point with the rifle. As you can see there, decent amount of buildup. Same thing with this, like we actually got even a little bit over 8. I actually held down a bit there for the arm gun. Staring thoughts, as you would expect, pretty fucking slow. Also, be sure to keep in mind that extra priority. I actually forgot it partway when I was fighting before, and I was like, oh, I am clashing with shit that I wasn't expecting to be. Not bad at all. Of course, the big thing about the swing here is that you do have to try to be careful which way you come in, because depending on how much turn you have, you can also miss that. But it has a fair amount of leeway on the side and back on the right of it, so as long as you keep that in mind, you should be okay, especially considering when you have suits that have a lot of stuff on their shoulders and whatnot. So I would say that this feels a little bit different here than it does on ground. The fact that this is just a really big, bulky thing means that it kind of feels like it's not going that fast in space, but really, in reality, it's just a huge hunk of metal. So you do have a decent amount of speed on it. You're just not really gonna feel it. This one's probably not a good example just because it's already pretty hurt. Let me try to get over here and we'll just slap it between these guys. Alright. Just real quick. Oh god. So that's something to keep in mind too. And this is one of the few situations where they actually do go off. If you get too close to somebody while they're shitting out and they actually physically land on something, they will explode. Similarly, we can do the detonation with the face button. So not bad damage on neutral targets. Definitely something you'd probably want to do near a raid just to either get them off here or to try to finish them off if you don't think your other stuff will cut it. One thing that I haven't tried, that I kind of want to try, although I don't know how easily I'm going to be able to do it. Would be to do like... and then like drop them and then let them have it from there. I probably had to have that hotkeyed. I kind of forgot to do that here. But overall, not bad. One thing that, didn't really apply in that space fight is the fact that you can, do the aerial control and get yourself through some certain situations in there. And then we're gonna test out real quick how exactly this does against bases. I think with the bazooka in particular has kind of a hard time maintaining its heat, so you can't really do it successively. The burst on the rifle, however, not too bad. It's definitely a slow burn though, but you can get at least a few bursts out before it actually wants to like give it up. Serum Frost isn't gonna be super crazy either. Although I do kind of wonder, we can try this now. Let me just get myself up here. Oh, interesting. So it counts this as contact. It didn't really seem like it did too much either. It might be a little bit safer to maybe just do it here. And that should probably count. Maybe not. That might be just more of an anti-mobile suit thing then, to be honest, because that's a little finicky. You do have a decent radius on the blast, but you'll probably just be cycling between these. And as you can see, if you lean on the rifle a little bit, you can get some out, but you're definitely not going to be the main driving force in that, which is fine. I wouldn't really say that's particularly your role either, especially since they geared down the range on this. But that's the general gist of this thing. So overall, not bad in terms of kit and output. We will be checking out that match in space that I scrounged up yesterday. Not too bad. Definitely will also give you a good look at the bazooka at work. And we'll be doing that right about here.
The battlefield is dead ahead! Sortie when ready!
Oh boy, well, let's see what happens here. Also, I'm not really sure how the mines are gonna work out here, other than just floating around. Yeah,
Here we go!
let us see.
The enemy's captured a beacon!
Jesus.
This damage...
Oh, they also have an enhanced armor. Come on, please. Oh, the pilot was still there? It makes me wish that my controller wasn't ass. Yeah, I was hoping that would actually hit him. Shit! It's got a decent amount of boost, but it does feel like it should be a little bit faster than it is in space. Yeah.
Good luck!
Yeah, this big dumb brick floating around. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Your ally's been knocked out!
There you go.
This damage shouldn't affect you much. Your ally's been knocked out! Enemy mobile suit destroyed!
The nice thing is that it at least has a couple other things to do while the bazooka's chilling out for a second. Oh man.
Your shield broke! An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit! Enemy mobile suit destroyed!
I don't know where that pilot went. Oh. Maybe. Shit. What?
Your ally's been knocked out! The enemy's captured a beacon! An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit!
There we go. Round the back.
Knocked out! We captured a beacon! Looks like we're ahead for now.
That difference in range. Oh, what do you mean? Oh god, I spaced it bad. That or another stun came in there earlier. I keep forgetting that this has priority 3. I was like, I clashed with this man? But that's right. Anime fight! Anime fight! Anime fight! Help me. Thank you.
Your allies requesting to group up.
Oh, I still hit him.
Destroyed an enemy. 2 minutes left in the mission. Bases just jumped up in priority. Whoa, your mobile suit isn't looking good.
Yeah, good. Better at knowing when to do that.
Your ally's been knocked out.
Oh shit. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, there's a lot of things. Yeah, I'll trust that 'cause he's gonna try to nail me. That's supposed to just be a boost down. No, my baddie.
Stay sharp.
Shit, there's one that's like really low. I don't know if we're gonna get it because they're already calling for the drop back, but like we're at mid right now. Where the hell are we supposed to run to?
Your ally's been knocked out.
Oh shit, yeah, I think they're gonna just try to weigh their options here. So the cap's not gonna be enough, but like they have enough time to try to race over here. Oh, he immediately was like, no. That's my back, dude. Jeez. Ooh.
Yeah, we won.
That's not too bad. I want to see how this is on ground because I feel like it feels like the mines would actually have a lot more utility here just because they can just be in space. Quite literally. But I don't know, I'm more narrow ground stuff, right? If they have to follow you that way and there's no like transformable shittery going on, like they'd still have to try to eat it or just like sit there and hit you from the outside. So if you're midlining really hard, you'd probably have some time.
Here are this battle's rewards.
That's not too bad. I do want to try to get this more of a shot and maybe try the rifle as well. Alright, so that was our match over there in Space Interior. Hopefully you want to try to get another ground match in this. I'll probably end up sharing that on YouTube as well. But overall, I think I like this. It'll be interesting to see how common this becomes at this cost. In general, this is just being considered a better version of the Gelgoog Marine Command type. Which, you know, obviously, you can see why. There's a fair amount of different stuff you can do on there. There's a whole different gimmick. It has a shit ton of bulk because of the buffers and stuff, and health. If you already like that suit, and you just wanted more utility and a reason to bust out something like it, especially with the upgraded arm gun, then by all means try to go for this thing. I wouldn't really say that it's a meta killer or anything at its cost. 450 is already pretty congested as it is. But, you know what? That's okay. It doesn't really have to be at this point. It may be interesting to see what kind of damage these can pump out in tandem with more aggressive melee suits, particularly in clan, since it is going to be 450. Say you have a bunch of people going in for knockdowns and stuff, and then they zoom off while these guys shit out mines and just blow up whatever's just in a big old like pile. Although, to be honest with you, they're probably just going to be picking at things from the outside, either with the bazooka or just laying on with the rifle and arm gun. Which is also fine, because as you can see, the threshold for stun on these is not bad, especially with the maneuvering that they have in space. But we'll just have to see. Hopefully we can get a team for that as well. If not, then we'll probably just see some other stuff going on. But general consensus is it's a decent grab. I also think that this is another one of those suits that they kind of just let people get pretty easy. It seems like a lot of people that went for it just got it, even on single spins, let alone 10s. So it should be pretty common to see at its cost range. But that is all we got for the Gelgoog Stutzer. Another in the Stussy line, causing at least a little bit of waivage where it's been presented. So, until next time, this is Gustav the 13th. I'll talk to you all later.